All right, to discuss further the aftermath of Pelosi's trip to Taiwan and China's new military drills, we're joined by former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, John Bolton. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. What's your assessment of what's going on right now?
Well, I think the Chinese government is hyperventilating about Nancy Pelosi's trip. The only thing she did was reiterate existing American policy, which I think is too bad because I think our policy toward Taiwan is not strong enough. And I think the Chinese are trying to show that they can bully the United States into where our senior officials go, which I find unacceptable. But will they do anything concrete? So far, they haven't. I think there's a lot of blue smoke and mirrors going on here. I'm not doubting their capabilities, but I think this is a form of theater. The Chinese themselves have a name for it. They now call it wolf warrior diplomacy. And they're hoping that we twitch when they go through these exercises. I think this is a teachable moment for Americans. You want to see the real face of the Chinese Communist Party in Beijing? This is it. And if this is how they behave today over a visit by Nancy Pelosi, how will they behave when things are really serious? So I hope Americans watch this very closely and draw the appropriate lessons.
Yeah, Ambassador, there are a lot of mixed messages happening on America's stance on Taiwan. Our own James Rosen asked Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby about the confusion. Listen.
When the Speaker of the House says we stand with Taiwan, America stands with Taiwan, how can the Chinese construe that as anything else but that you're supporting independence?
Nothing has changed about our adherence to the one China policy. Nothing has changed about our stance on Taiwan independence, which is that we do not support Taiwan independence.
So when she says America stands with Taiwan, is she misstating administration policy?
You should talk to Speaker Pelosi about her comments.
Your reaction to that exchange?
Well, I think James Rosen pointed out in Kirby's answers just how incoherent the policy is, which is part of what the problem with Pelosi repeating it is. You should ask Kirby at some point what he understands the one China policy to mean. We know what Beijing thinks it means is that they should run Taiwan, but that's not what the Shanghai Communique says. And in any event, the Shanghai Communique from the Nixon administration has been overtaken by events. The people on Taiwan now run a functioning, sovereign, democratic government. And the chances that they would ever agree voluntarily to become part of China again are somewhere between slim and none. So my view is that foreign policy generally ought to be based on reality. That's usually pretty helpful. And reality here is that Taiwan is independent. And to protect our interest in the broader Indo-Pacific region, we ought to recognize that, and so should other governments.
Well, since '79, as you know, under Carter, we've had the strategic ambiguity, which may explain why they're trying to be a little cagey, if you will. But let's take it a step further. If you had the ability, it sounds like we would have more concrete defense of Taiwan. How would that manifest itself?
Well, let me just say on strategic ambiguity, you know, this comes out of Henry Kissinger's time as National Security Advisor and Secretary of State. And if our policy today were in the hands of Henry Kissinger, I would be comfortable with strategic ambiguity. But you may have noticed we're a little short on Henry Kissinger's these days. And in the hands of this administration, it worries me quite a bit. And the risk is that China underestimates the potential reaction. And take steps that cause a real crisis because they don't think we have the resolve to protect our own interest. Don Rumsfeld had a very succinct way of putting it. He said, it's not American strength that's provocative, it's American weakness that's provocative. And strategic ambiguity today looks like weakness. So I would have much closer cooperation with the government of Taiwan. I would put American forces based on the island. And over the long term, most important of all, I would bring Taiwan into the larger efforts that are being made with Japan, South Korea, Australia, India, Singapore, and others to have alliance-type structures that help constrain China. And I would make Taiwan a part of those larger structures.
It sounds like a territory almost, the way you would have it.
Well, I think China is threatening all along its periphery. It's threatening the Senkaku Islands, which are contested with Japan. It's contesting the East China Sea, where Taiwan is. It's contesting the South China Sea, the land border in Asia, the border with India. They're aggressive all along their periphery. And I think the countries of the region don't appreciate it. And they look for us and others, Great Britain, I hope, gets more involved, to help preserve peace and stability in the region. That's what the U.S. interest is.
All right, Ambassador John Bolton, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. With inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates skyrocketing, your retirement plans are in danger. Well, our friends at American Hartford Gold can help show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Yeah. If you call them right now, they have a special offer. They will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order. So don't wait. Call now. Here's the number. 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532. Thank you.